Hey, welcome back. We're back in Timberborn today, and today we have got a little bit of industry to get in and some possible problems to solve. The first thing, though, we've got a little bit of food that seems to be just going in a downward trend, so I'm going to come over here and we're going to build another little block over here just for food production. Let's grab couple more of these fermenters. Let's do 2 there, and we'll do a power wheel here. There we go. And toss in our paths. That looks nice. Also, I think I'm finally going to grab our bush. Only 4 episodes in, and we finally grabbed the bush. There we go. We're going to toss a couple of these down here. How about 2 there? Maybe 1 there. And we'll toss 1 up here too. And that should, I don't know, help beavers feel a little bit better. I also don't want to be losing the battle with water, so we're going to go ahead, toss in a couple of more platforms out here. We'll do the 1s there, the 2s here, and we'll get in our water pumps. There we go. And of course, the frog path to connect them in. And they can get to work on that here in just a minute. While they're working over there, we're going to start in this area right here. Yep, right there. And we're going to get rid of these trees here. And I want to replace this and get started with some of the metal factories here. We'll get that in there pretty quickly. Let's go ahead, get a path around here, and we'll say we don't want any of these trees so they can come down and get rid of those. Also, we're of course going to need someplace to actually get that metal, and I think the first place will be this here, and we might even come in and get that there as well. Let's go ahead and do this one first, though. We're going to put this one here, then 1 here, and 1 here. That should give them access to all of the areas in here to pull as much metal as possible. And we'll go ahead and pull in our scavenger flag and set that down right there. In case of drought, we're going to go ahead and get a little bit more field going down here. Let's toss in, I believe the kohlrabi is a good idea, but I'm also thinking that some of the other crops might be a better idea because they'll make more food per crop. Let's toss in some soybeans since we have plenty of fermenters. There we go. And we can just live with, hopefully, fermented soybeans for a while. We currently have 11 beavers that aren't doing anything, so let's expand this out. We're going to put in a, what is this? A builder's hut. There we go. That's what we were wanting. Putting a builder's hut right there so we can speed up our building overall. And then I'd like to also put in, I'm going to do something like this. And over here, we're going to do some more science so we can get buildings faster. Put you in there. We'll put you in there. Put the road, something like that. And we'll wait for all of that to get built up. The sooner, I guess, the builder's hut gets built, the faster everything else will be built. But I don't think they have a lot of other projects going on, so we'll just kind of leave it for the moment. They've got all their trees out of here, so I'm going to go ahead and take this out of here and look at the flow of current here going off the edge of the map. So what I want to do is try and harness some of that. We're going to take some landscaping. We're going to first build up levees here. There we go. And why the levees, you ask? Well, we're going to get one of the large water wheels. Toss that right in the middle there. And hopefully that makes more than the 180 horsepower that it says it's going to be making, because that current is super, super fast. You know what? I think I'd like one on the other side, too, to match. So I'm going to have to make some structures here. Let's go down into the bay. down by the sea. There we go. Oh, that's going to be underwater, so might as well frog path it. And we're just going to say, you know what? Let's collect. Actually, no, I don't want to collect. We're not going to take that time. We're just going to say all of these birch can go. All of that can go. And they will work on that as we go. Now, the reason we're doing this is because the secondary power source for Iron Teeth is actually your engines, which is probably the better one overall, or at least I think it is. However, it requires metal to make, and metal to be made needs a smelter, which needs a pretty good amount of power. We could probably do one smelter with 4 beavers powering it, but that doesn't work. So we're just going to do this, but I have another idea to hopefully keep them running for a little longer during the dry season when our current stops. Our first steps are done over here. They have got the area cleared out. We've got our one major power wheel in here, and we are going to set up for them to make another power wheel. Oh, somehow another one grew back. Well, that's not a big deal. We'll tell them to take that out too. Say that's super important as well. We're going to put this one on top of another levee. One of those days, I will get to that right on the first try. I promise I will. I don't know when, but eventually, I'm sure I will. So they'll get that in, and then we'll move on to our second step. Part 2 of our plan is complete. We have both of our wheels here, and I'm hoping those put out a ton of power. The only problem is, with these longer dry spells, it's only going to work when we have water flowing through there. So, to get around that, I am going to, first of all, remove this road, because we'll be putting stuff there. And we are going to take, and I'm going to try making an unusual battery. We're going to start with some universal power shafts, which should allow us to connect in any direction, really. And we are going to put in, let's see, we want our flywheels, which is still one of the best mods out there. We're going to skip the small flywheel because it's got a smaller capacity and a huge power loss compared to the framed one. Still don't know why putting in a box makes it work better, but I'm not going to question it. I'm just going to use it. And what we're going to do here is we're going to make a bit of an unusual battery by putting one of these small ones on each side. I would get a larger one, but as you can see, the larger ones actually take metal blocks, and I don't really have metal blocks. I could do one of these horizontal ones, but that's really hard to connect in at this point. So we're going to do something like this, and I want to make sure that all of these can get got to, so I'm going to pause those. Everything else should be okay. And then, let's see, do we have enough yet for the smelter? No, we'll have enough for that in just a minute, and we'll come back and put those in once they've got our batteries going here. While we're waiting on the batteries, we might as well grab a little bit more of this metal that we're going to be using over here. So let's just stairway up. There we go. Put you up here. Let's say we're going to grab this metal right here, and that'll give us just a bit, probably enough to get at least 1 or 2 smelters online, along with, hopefully, an engine. Now that I've got all those fermented soybeans being made, I don't think I have any storage for them. Not that it's getting a huge amount up there, but we're going to go ahead, toss one in anyway. I think we hadn't put in anything for finished food yet, because last time we were just getting the materials for it. So we're going to put that on the far end, and we'll work backwards from here. Let's go fermented, not the cassavas. We want the soybeans. In fact, do I have a place for fermented cassavas? Yes, I sure do. And now I do for that as well. So we'll just make in a nice road to get here. We're going to take that out real quick, put in another stairway, and then they can get up there and get some soybeans put away. Our beavers are finishing up our unusual battery here, and eventually I might replace these two on the outside with the medium, because per spot, I believe the medium has a lot higher capacity and usefulness than those, but we'll keep going with these for the moment. Right now, though, we're going to put in our smelters. So let's get 2 of those for some early game metal. And we will put in our roads here. We would like, let's see, we'll put in an extra staircase. Well, maybe not a staircase. We'll put in a ladder here so they can build up here and into anything that we should need eventually. I'm going to go ahead and drop in 2 more flywheels. Now, normally you wouldn't be able to do this because those don't go both ways. However, it's going to connect into these 2 buildings, which should connect into those 2 spaces there. So we'll just use that to our advantage. There we go. We'll save up that extra amount of power as well. Now, nothing can really go here that's useful. And like I said, I'm going to save those 2 spaces for whenever we get the medium upgrade. But for here, I'm just going to put in a platform should we want to build anything else on top of those at any particular time. Now, the real trick here is since I used a universal on these, I can just copy the same thing over and basically go up as far as I want to with this battery and just build a giant battery to save as much power as possible. Now, these are going to be making metal. Let's go ahead and toss storage in for them as well. Let's get the medium piles. I don't know why I have 2 different medium pile options. Oh, they have things on different sides. I see. All right, well, I'm going to turn around this way. We'll do 2 of these. There you go. 1 can be for scrap. 1 can be for this. And we'll toss in... Actually, I have a better idea. We'll just make this look a little bit better. For no other reason than we can. There we go. Scrap, and here's our metal blocks. They'll get to making those as soon as they get some of this in. Hopefully when our water comes back in 0.6 days, this will start going and we'll be able to save up some power for whenever these are going. I don't think these small ones will last us a whole season at the moment, but we'll work our way there, and if we can get some blocks made, we might even be able to make an engine this time. Look at that. We've already got enough for them. So I think let's plan out. I'm going to plan 2, 4. Let's do, I don't know, 3 engines. That looks good to me. We could probably configure them differently and get them all, get more in there. But you know what? Let's take a look. We're going to rethink this and go 1, 2, along with 1, 2. And then we will come around the side here. We've got those. There we go. That can go in there. We won't need anything here. We'll put these over here. And we need a 4-way here, a 4-way here, a 4-way here, which these we're going to pause for now. Pause, pause, and pause. And then in between, we'll do a couple more flywheels. There we go. Green, green, green. We'll connect in all of these with flywheels. And hopefully that should give us a decent amount of stored power, even though we're not going to need quite as much, since we'll have 4 different engines. Now, there is a mod that supposedly helps with engine power usage. I haven't picked it up yet. I might check it out. But if anybody out there is taking a look at it or is trying it out, let me know, and we'll see if it's something that we want to add to this playthrough. What I'm noticing at the moment is we're a bit short on planks. That's because our production facility is, I think, only 1 plank building strong. So let's switch over. We'll plan for getting in a whole lot of planks here. We'll see. Can I go 3 there? Yep, that should work just fine. And then we'll go 3 more. And now, hopefully, we don't have plank problems anymore. Once this is all in, it's just going to take a bit to get all in there. So I'm going to put one of those here. No, let's use the right one. In fact, let's use the right one here. Not that I really have any reason to or not to, but we're just going to do that. There we go. One here to continue it on. And we'll put a road right down the middle here. There we go. Oh, that one needs one too. And of course, we will connect all of this in with more power saving. There we go. Yep, we're just going to come right across the back here with more of those. I'm going to pause all these buildings because it's going to be a bit before we need them. I suppose I've got 21 beavers. You know what I could do in the meantime? Let's take these out. We're going to do a temporary solution to help us get these going. Let's grab a couple of power wheels. I've got plenty of beavers to toss at this. There we go. We'll put... Do I want another one here? Yeah. Yeah, I do. There we go. That one can stay paused. We'll do this. We'll do this. This is definitely coming out later. This right now is just to help us build everything else. We are slowly losing the food battle here, and I think we're going to have to invest more in some of our basic foods. So we're going to come over here, use some of these extra people that we have. Let's toss in a farmhouse. Let's say, we'll put one here. We'll put one here. We'll take a road out to the center. There we go. And we will we want crops planted. I might need to put in a small water station here. So we'll do that real quick. Let's put you... You know what? I'm going to put it right off the road here. Put you in here. Toss in our water station. There we go. Water dump. There we go. And now we'll just say, let's get kohlrabies. I don't quite need them there, but that's okay. We'll get more kohlrabi. There we go. And then I would also like... I would like this guy not to plant that, so don't do that. I would like our cassavas all over here. Just do something like that. And we'll bring a road down here just in case we ever need to. Hopefully the 2 farms can keep up with it. These folktail beavers are very, very bad at farming, it seems. Our power wheels are putting out way, way more power than they should be able to. So our battery here, our very odd but hopefully useful battery, is completely charged, and it got charged very quickly. I don't think we'll get a chance to put in a second level before our water stops flowing out here, but at least we'll have some metal production into the long drought whenever it hits here in about 2 days. With our power source now out of power and us relying completely on the batteries, I think I'm going to just pause this other smelter. We're not in a huge need for metal blocks. We do have a lot of things in here that need metal blocks, but I would rather have one smelter that can run most, if not all, of the time. I could, of course, get them in half the time, but I don't really have to. So we're just gonna pause that and see what gets made. Once again, I've got a bunch of beavers sleeping outside, and I would like to prevent that. So I think we're gonna go ahead and remove a couple of these places here. We're gonna relocate them slightly. Let's put the two lumberjack flags that were here over there. And then we want them in range of these berries. So I think I'm gonna put it right here. Let's see. We will go food. And we'll put a gatherer flag here. And then I think whenever we get a statue, we'll put a statue right there on the corner. This particular berry guy probably won't need the buffs that much, but I think it'll look better that way. So the reason this is cleared out over here is I'm going to pick the large barrack here. Here we go. And we're going to drop one of those right in there, which should hopefully get the 13 beavers that we have homeless all sorted out. We're going to say that's slightly more important than most things. It shouldn't take them long. They have plenty of logs to build it with. They just have to go over there and actually build it. We're starting to catch up on our planks, but we're now struggling with gears, and I've only got one gear shop, but I do have extra beavers, so I think we're just going to put them to work over here. Another temporary solution, I guess you could say, and we will tell them put in a wheel here, one here, and one here, and then we'll come back for a gear shop to hopefully upgrade everything. And eventually I really would like to get rid of all of this, and we'll redo all of that. This can just be a place for beavers to hang out and get stuff done while we wait for other things to be done. Our first engine is in, which should let us power our two metal making factories here, at least through the last part of this drought. And then maybe during the drought we will turn these off while this powers some of them. Or if that mod does that, we can look into that as well. But they should be able to get all of this built in here. The extra gear factories are helping speed things along, but it's still going to take just a bit to get all of this in. But I think that's where we're going to leave it for today. We're going to come back next time and clean up this area here, probably put it in the way that we originally intended, probably get another section for gears, and then hopefully some for food and maybe anything else that comes along. But just want to say thank you very much for stopping by. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. That always helps me out. And hey, I just noticed we broke 300 subscribers. So thanks everybody that's here, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.